You're lying in bed at 2 a.m. staring at your phone, wondering what they're thinking right now. Are they missing you? Do they regret what happened? The silence feels deafening. But here's what I discovered after analyzing thousands of breakup stories and talking to relationship experts. What your ex is really thinking during no contact will shock you. And by the end of this, you'll understand exactly why they're acting the way they are. But there's a dark psychological reason behind their behavior that most people never realize. Your ex isn't living in some fantasy where they've forgotten you exist. They're human, just like you. And their mind is processing this breakup in ways that might surprise you. But here's the problem. Understanding their thoughts is only half the battle. The real game changer is knowing how to use this information, and I'll reveal that strategy in just a moment. Let's start with the immediate aftermath, because this is where most people get it completely wrong. Right after you go no contact, your ex is probably feeling a mix of relief and confusion. If the relationship ended badly, there's often an initial sense of freedom from the drama and tension. They might think they're glad to have space, but this is actually the most dangerous phase for your healing, and I'll explain why in a second. During the first few days, your ex is likely telling themselves they're fine. They might even feel empowered by the silence. If they were the one who ended things, they could be interpreting your no contact as confirmation that they made the right choice. But here's what's really happening in their brain that changes everything. Their subconscious is already starting to work against them. Here's the psychological twist nobody talks about. Your ex starts to notice your absence in small, unexpected ways. Maybe they see something funny and instinctively reach for their phone to text you, only to remember they can't. These moments create cracks in their emotional armor. But there's something even more powerful happening that determines whether they'll come back or not. Your ex is probably checking your social media obsessively. Even if they're not liking or commenting, they're watching. They want to see how you're handling the breakup. But here's the crucial part most people miss. What they're really looking for isn't just how you're doing. They're trying to gauge their own importance in your life, and this reveals the key to understanding their entire thought process. During this phase, your ex might start romanticizing the good times you shared. The human brain has a funny way of filtering memories, and when someone is absent from our daily life, we tend to remember the highlights more vividly than the problems. But there's a specific timeline to this process that predicts their next move. Around the 3 to 4 week mark, many exes experience what relationship psychologists call the curiosity surge. They start wondering how you're really doing beneath the surface. Are you as okay as you seem? Do you miss them at all? This is when they might be tempted to reach out, but not for the reason you think. The real motivation behind their urge to contact you reveals something disturbing about human psychology. If your ex was emotionally avoidant during the relationship, no contact hits them differently. These individuals often end relationships to escape intimacy, but the complete absence of connection can trigger their attachment system in unexpected ways. They might find themselves feeling more vulnerable than they're comfortable with. But here's what determines whether this vulnerability leads to growth or more avoidance. Your ex is also dealing with their own version of withdrawal. If you were a significant part of their daily routine, your absence creates a void they need to fill. They might throw themselves into work, start dating someone new as a distraction, or reconnect with old friends. But these activities often feel hollow because they're trying to replace something specific with something generic. However, there's one replacement behavior that's actually a positive sign for potential reconciliation. Here's something crucial that changes everything. Your ex is probably having conversations about you with their friends and family. They might be painting themselves as the victim or the hero, depending on how the relationship ended. But in quieter moments, when they're alone with their thoughts, they're likely being more honest with themselves about their role in the relationship's problems. This internal honesty is actually the key predictor of whether they're capable of real change. As weeks turn into months, your ex's thoughts about you evolve in one of 3 distinct patterns. The first pattern leads to them reaching out with genuine intent to rebuild. The second pattern results in them moving on completely. But the third pattern is the most dangerous one for your emotional well-being, and you need to recognize it immediately. Some exes will start to idealize what they lost. They'll focus on your positive qualities and minimize the relationship's problems. This creates a dangerous cycle where they reach out intermittently, testing the waters to see if you're still available as a backup plan. They're not necessarily ready to do the work required for a healthy relationship, but they don't want to lose the option entirely. This is pattern number 3, and it's toxic. Other exes will use the no contact period to genuinely move forward. They'll process their emotions, learn from the relationship's mistakes, and eventually find peace with the ending. These individuals might think of you fondly, but won't feel compelled to reconnect because they've accepted that sometimes love isn't enough. This is pattern number 2, and while it's healthy, it's not what you want to hear. But here's pattern number 1, the one that leads to real reconciliation. Your ex becomes increasingly aware of their specific contributions to the relationship's problems. They don't just miss you, they miss the person they were when they were with you at their best. They start to understand that the issues weren't just about compatibility, but about their own emotional patterns and behaviors. This awareness is what separates genuine growth from temporary loneliness. There's also a subset of exes who become resentful during no contact. They might interpret your silence as manipulation or punishment. If they have narcissistic tendencies, your refusal to engage might wound their ego in ways that make them angry rather than reflective. These individuals might try various tactics to get your attention, but here's how to distinguish between manipulation and genuine remorse. The truth is, your ex's thoughts during no contact are influenced by their attachment style, how the relationship ended, their emotional maturity, whether they're seeing someone new, and their current life circumstances. But there's one factor that trumps all others in determining their behavior: their level of self-awareness. What's crucial for you to understand is this: their thoughts and feelings don't dictate your worth or your healing journey. Whether they're missing you desperately or have completely moved on doesn't change what you need to do for yourself. But here's what most people get wrong about no contact. It's not about controlling their emotions or making them want you back. No contact serves a deeper purpose that transforms both people involved. It forces genuine self-reflection without the distraction of ongoing communication. It allows both parties to experience life without each other and determine if the relationship was truly fulfilling or just familiar. Most importantly, it reveals who you both really are when you're not performing for each other. Your ex might be thinking about you every day, or they might have compartmentalized the relationship and rarely give it conscious thought. Both responses are normal and human. But here's what determines whether no contact leads to reconciliation or closure: whether both people use this time for genuine growth rather than just waiting for the other person to change their mind. The silence between you isn't empty. It's full of processing, growth, and gradual acceptance. Whatever your ex is thinking during no contact, remember this: the most important thoughts are your own. Focus on those and let their mental journey be their responsibility.